Hello, villains, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast in the penultimate game of the season where Aston Villa have to win to stay in the fight for Champions League football. And win, I think they will, against this Spurs team. And we're going to bring you the two team sheets as they happen here on the podcast. Going to be a bit of a shorter one today. I hope you'll bear with us in that one. Paddy is otherwise occupied. He's going to jump on for a while. And I have to be out of here by about 6:30 as well. So do bear with us on this one. Stato isn't having a stream match watch along either tonight. He's having some building work or some maintenance work or something done in his house. So you won't have that tonight, but we will be back with a post-match reaction, come what may, whether it's a win, lose or draw later on. So do please join us for that as well. And somebody who's also just joining us is Mr. Patrick Kelly. Paddy, you ready for this?
Emotionally, no. I have everything set up and ready to watch it all right, but emotionally I'm not ready for this now. This is different level. Just sitting looking at the different permutations and stuff like that, which I know I shouldn't do, but it could be a monumental game for us this evening if we can get 3 points, and I really don't care how they come, as I keep saying. Get the 3 points, get the points on the board, and put the pressure on everyone else over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion. That's all we can do. Get the 3 points tonight. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that Bruno Fernandes scores 2 penalties tonight against Chelsea as well, and ends up in a 2-2 draw or something. We let the gods figure out, the footballing gods figure out what may, but let the Aston Villa gods that will be playing in the field today do what they can do. I was on TalkSport 2 today, and I was chatting to the guys there. And
were you on TalkSport today, Neil?
I was on TalkSport today. I was on TalkSport again today. I've been getting around this week. I was on Premier League TV twice, and I was on TalkSport today. So I've been getting around this week. Yeah, but it's basically one of the questions I was asked was and it was a very generic question, but it's a good question. Essentially, it's how confident do you feel with the last 2 games? And basically, I just had to answer it very honestly. And I said, listen, I'm an optimistic guy. I want Aston Villa to win. And I think Aston Villa will win tonight. But, we've had decades of nearly misses under Martin O'Neill and so on. And, it just goes back that far that when the club had an opportunity to kick on, they never grabbed the brass ring. That's pre-Unai Emery. Since Unai Emery has come in, we have grabbed the brass ring. So that makes me feel confident. And then the next question was, how confident are you of winning against Man United in the last day of the season? And I went, there's no Villa fan that can really say they're 100% confident of winning at Old Trafford, because that's the graveyard of Villa victories. But saying that, I am confident that we can go there and get a result this year, but regardless of what we do, if we get 2 results can still go our way. So it's going to be fun, I think, it's going to be nervous, it's going to be squeaky bum time, but it's going to be fun, I think, over the next 2 weeks. And put it this way, if we win tonight and Chelsea slip up, it's going to be extra fun for the next week, because you think Smiley Neal has been out the last couple of weeks. Smiley Neal's definitely going to be out all week. If Villa win tonight and Chelsea slip up, there will be it will be hopium central on this podcast at that stage. But
I actually think there's something wrong with you if you think this is fun. This is not fun. This is the worst possible way to end the season, unless we actually do it. If we do it, it's completely different. But at the moment, this is the worst possible way to end the season. Being out of your hands, watching everything else that's going on around you, my head just explodes from it.
I know.
All I'm hoping for is just get the 3 points. I can sit and relax for the weekend, see how the other results pan out, and then it could 3 points tonight could be enough, depending on how the other results go in the next 2 weeks. So we mightn't even need to be. I know we probably will, but that's the bizarre situation that we're in. And it's crazy that this is the only thing left to play for in the final 2 weeks of the Premier League.
It's the thrill of the chase. Exactly, it's the thrill of the chase that's kind of caught me now at the moment. It's that we're nearly there. We're nearly there. We're waiting on that text back from this hot woman. That's exactly where we are at the moment. And we're like, oh, we got to sniff. Like, you're like 14-year-old young fella, and you're like, I got to sniff this one is interested in me or something. And you're waiting to see if that text come back. That's kind of where we are now at the moment. And there'll never be a time in my life, where I won't be, wait a minute, I've just got married. I can't be saying I won't be interested in the thrill of the chase, but you know what I mean? I won't be interested in coming from behind to grab fifth place or to grab a victory or anything like that. I love an underdog story. I love races where somebody steams from the back to get up to the front. They're exciting, they're exhilarating, and they don't always work, but fuck it, when they work in your favor, they're interesting. They're ones that you don't forget, and we've done it before.
Neil,
we've done it before.
The biggest team sheet of Unai Emery's tenure has just been announced.
It's just been announced. It is, and I forgot to pop it up here on the screen. Where are we? Which one? This one. So let us share. The biggest team sheet in Emery's career is out, and it's Martinez, Cash, Konza, Pau, Matson, McGinn, Kamara, Onana, Asensio, Rogers, Watkins. The bench is made up of Robin Olsen, Disasi, Bogard, Digne, Garcia, Mings, Barkley, Bailey, and Daniel Malin. I suppose the biggest name not on the starting 11 is Tyrone Mings. And 3, 2, 1, expecting the comments to go, would have started Mings. And that's actually a fair comment because, obviously we know I thought Mings would start this one tonight.
I don't believe Mings is fully fit, and that's why we're seeing this at this stage. We had him in there when he needed him, and now it's a case of let's use him sparingly because Torres is fully fit. I'm okay with it. I'm not losing any sleep at what he's picked. He's picked Matson to give us that something extra in attack. It'll be obviously Kamara and Onana sitting. I would imagine McGinn off the right, Rogers off the left, Asensio through the middle behind Watkins. Watkins is going to score a hat-trick tonight because I've just discovered you can triple captain somebody on fantasy football, and I've put Ollie Watkins in, and I've triple captained him today to push me up whatever league I'm in. But nothing sure that he's going to draw a blank and all the goals are going to come from someone else. But it is what it is. We're going to win tonight, and it's going to come from somewhere. I'm trying to say it positive as I possibly can, but look, it's a very strong team. We can't complain with it. It's just unbelievable that the embarrassment, the riches we have here, and plenty to change there on the bench. Am I correct in saying Bogard hasn't been on the bench in a while?
Hasn't been on the bench. I presume he's come into it since Ramsey is suspended, but I'd imagine he's come in more as midfield cover because we see that we've only got Barkley in there as well. Bogard maybe is that defensive midfield cover. Barkley is that two-way cover,
possibly,
whether it be 6 or 8. Bailey, obviously, Malin then being the more attacking coverage that we would have there. Somebody else is triple captain Watkins as well. Look, do you know what? I'm actually going to take down the Villa team because look, it's in a way it was very predictable. I thought probably the only two players that wouldn't have might have been changed in were Matson and Pau in from Mings and Digne, and that's what happened. But let me bring up the Spurs team because I think a lot of people are more interested.
You got what I was saying there. I think Mings is carrying an injury. It's not that we're resting him. He's carrying an injury. I never said he was resting Mings, if that's what you took from it.
Yeah. So we see a changed team again from Ange Postecoglou, but a team of players who played a ton of games this season. Kinski in goals, Jed Spence, Stanzo, who's a favourite of mine. Hopefully he has an absolute stinker today. Ben Davies at centre half, and then Reguilon at left back. Reguilon, who, if anybody watches, the tackle Reguilon put in on, I can't remember who it was now, but he tackled his own player at the weekend and fire and brimstone. Then you've got Sarr and Archie Gray with Odebear, Mikey Moore, Matt Tells in behind Son. So he has started Son there. On the bench, you've got Vicario, Pedro Porro, Bissouma, Casanova, Bentancur, Oluwesi, Johnson, Richarlison, and Solanke. I must say, I'm surprised he didn't start Solanke in this one. Because Solanke seems like he needs a goal to me, and that's not to say he'd get a goal against us, but gives him an opportunity to. But I'd imagine a lot of those would come off the bench. So look, I'm delighted to be wrong here. I thought they would have gone with a stronger team, but they haven't, and that hopefully will play into our favour at the end of the day.
Look, it's not their strongest team, but it's a strong enough team in order to play a Premier League game, in my opinion. And there's a few people out there that are the likes of Tell, Odebear, possibly Mikey Moore. Sonny hasn't played an awful lot of games. These guys are only on the periphery of what will be a huge cup final on Wednesday. So it's an opportunity for them to play their way into it. Son hasn't had a good game against us in a long time, but in the past he has been absolutely phenomenal against us. So I have that fear when I see his name on the team sheet. But make no mistake, this needs to be treated with the respect it deserves, because that team is more than capable of going and win a Premier League match against anybody. So have the backup. If they're 1-0 down, if they're 2-0 down, the way they play and the way they press, I'd put nothing past that team getting something out of the game tonight. So just manage the expectations with this one. Obviously, I think we've got enough to go and win it. But if they make it very difficult for us, if the referee has a bad day, God knows what happens here today. But fingers crossed we can make Kinski a very busy man. I'd actually prefer if they played their first choice goalkeeper, because I think he's a bit of a flapper.
I like Kinski, yeah.
Yeah. So, look, it's a team we can go and beat, and it's a team we should beat. But this is going to take a lot of patience like last week. And we probably will need to score more than one goal to win this game tonight.
Yeah, and I think we can. Like, I know I said this before about Ben Davies playing centre-back. Ben Davies isn't a centre-back. And he's been played centre-back an awful lot for Spurs this season. That has to be a point that we want to exploit. We have to get... I know Asensio is going to be through the centre. We have to get situations where we've got Morgan Rogers running through the centre at Ben Davies. Because if you get situations like that, or if you get situations where Rogers is cutting in and laying the ball off to Watkins in the edge of the area where maybe he can get turned, Ben Davies will bring you down. He will bring you down. He is very handsy when he plays in as a centre half. And we have to exploit that. We have to exploit Reguilon, who hasn't a ton of football played this year, if I'm not mistaken. We have to exploit those situations, because they're not like they're. He's obviously wrapped the guys in cotton wool. There will be one or two of these guys, or three of these guys, I would imagine, just looking at the team there, that will play in I can't remember where it is now, Bilbao. And look, tonight's the night. Just go out and fucking grasp your opportunity, Aston Villa. And it doesn't really matter. I genuinely don't care whether there was whether Van de Ven and Christian Romero were there. This is the team of a man who's put out a team. He knows he's gone. He's padding. He needs to get this cup, because he's in a final. Not too interested about the league. He's probably gone anyway on the 1st of June. So fair play to him. He's going to look after his Europa League. We got to look after this, and we got to beat this team out in front of us today.
Well, that's exactly it. He's let's just say if they don't get Champions League football, if they don't win the Europa League, he's a dead man walking. It's game over for him. So he needs his best 11 available to him on Wednesday night. And I was actually reminded in the comments there, something I'd forgotten about. Michael said Kinski for JJ's goal in the FA Cup was hilarious. I'd completely forgotten about that, and you're right to bring it up. So he does have a rick in him as well, and he was poor that day. But in general, I think he's a better keeper than the other fella. Fingers crossed. That's all we can do now. That we turn up, we put in a performance, that the fans turn up and put in a performance befitting of what we've seen this season, and give the two fingers up to the Premier League, and really make this a raucous atmosphere and cheer that team home to 3 points. That's what they need tonight. That's what it needs to be. And I'm quietly confident that we're going to win this game, and I'm going to go with a 3-1.
3-1 Villa. Just on the Reguilon piece, Reguilon has only played 244 minutes of football this season. 244 minutes, that's 2.5 games, give or take, 2 3/4 of games. He needs to be we need to stand on him for the whole game. Like, that could be a reason why we see Morgan Rogers go onto that right-hand side as well. To have a go at him, or even McGinn, just run him into the ground. It's like, you don't get these opportunities. We have to be absolutely ruthless tonight. I'm just bringing up Ben Davies as well here just to see. I know he's played a lot of minutes, but I'm looking to see if I can figure out how many minutes he's played as a centre half. So he's played 23 games. He's played 1,800 minutes this season. So like that's about 20 games. It looks like the majority of them have been at centre half, but once again, he's not a centre half. Like there is no convincing me. He's 32 years of age, just gone 32. He was always a left back, maybe a left centre back in a 3. But as a centre half and a 4, you have to go a long way to convince me. And he's played mostly centre back for Spurs this season. So and we know that they haven't exactly had a superb season. So once again, got to go and hit him hard. Just have to go and hit him hard and hit Reguilon hard and just get an early goal today. I'm getting really, really excited for this game. I really am. And hopefully I'll be the exact same excitement in 3 hours' time when this game is finished. So you think it's going to be 3-1, Paddy? I'm going to go with 2-0 Villa win. A comfortable one, an early goal and a goal just after half time, and they're going to bring on a couple of players who are going to just run around and get kind of minutes in the legs, but not so much with not so much vigor. And I think this is going to be 2-0. I think we're going to keep another clean sheet at home.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I do believe they'll score, just because of what they'll have to bring from the bench if they're chasing the game. So hopefully by that stage we're 2 or 3 up, and we can put them to bed. Neil, I'll just draw your attention because for some reason a lot of people are renewing their memberships here tonight. So thank you so much, Simon Turner. Paul is in for 4 months.
Good man.
Paul Miller is in for 15 months.
Excellent.
And Paul gives a super chat there. Best Villa podcast, bar none. Appreciate it. Thanks, Paul. Really do.
Thanks a million, Paul.
And shout out to our buddy Spud, who made it to Villa Park from his long journey from Australia. He also reckons that Cork are going to give him a double this weekend and beat Limerick in the hurling.
Oh yeah, that's it. But on the internet, that's you're coming for me in the internet. I see. I'll give you the Villa one, but not giving you the Cork one. Not giving you the Cork one.
And our old mate Noel Connaughton, a lot of you won't get this reference, but if we don't beat Spurs, we don't deserve to be in the Nicky Rackard, let alone the Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Warwickshire in the Nicky Rackard Cup. So anybody who follows Warwickshire hurling will probably know that for sure. Yeah. We've Gav Deese is cheering on from Mallorca. He's no mad. He's bar getting on the beer. I'd love to be there with you, but it's probably hotter here in Ireland than it is in Mallorca. It's Costa del Ireland here at the moment. And thanks a million, John Morgan, for re-upping. And Paddy, I've got one for you as well today. So Michael Huggins says, give a shout out to Gabby and Geraldine on the way to Villa Park. Big shout out to you, Michael, as well. I saw you decked out in your Villa shirt. So best of luck at the game, but also Paddy is Michael's daughter's favourite. So I'm her favourite because of my colourful language when she's in the back of the car laughing at me. I met Gabby at one of the games during the season and we had a good laugh about it. And every time he says that Gabby's just in the car, I have to watch what I'm saying. Guys, as I said, this is going to have to be a shorter one, so we have about 2 minutes left, but we will be back for a reaction show directly afterwards, win, lose or draw, and hopefully I'll be here brimming full of excitement for the final day. Thank you so much to everybody for watching and for listening. I know, Paddy, you've got to go. You're otherwise engaged after this, and I need to go put the kids to bed. It's just that's the one bad thing about being in the Champions League and having nighttime games is can't wait till my kids are older because for whatever reason they just hit a wall around 6:30 and need to go to bed almost immediately. It's great, don't get me wrong. I'd love if they go to sleep at 6:30 every night for the rest of their lives. That's perfect. Gives me the rest of the evening to enjoy myself. But it's been a bit of a sticking point for Team Sheet Tantrums, but you got to do it. And we try and make them work anyway. But we will be back for the reaction pod afterwards. So sorry, can't do the rundown of scores. We got to run. But yeah, we'll see you afterwards, everybody. And here's hoping we're talking about an Aston Villa win. And we will be talking about an Aston Villa win because we're going to be all about manifestation from here on out for the rest of the season. So thanks a million, Paddy. Thanks a million to everybody else. Did I forget anything, Paddy? Did you message me to say something about
Don't think so.
No. Oh, yeah. No. It was... Anyway, thanks a million, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.